Welcome to We the People on WKMnews.com, the voice of liberty here in the Ohio River Valley. I'm Rick Roos, Lisa Seng Shadday. We are absolutely blessed to be talking to Indiana State Representative Jim Lucas of the Fighting 69th District. Welcome, Jim. Oh, you're also Deputy Majority Whip.
Yes, Assistant Majority Whip.
Oh, okay. Well, I just elevated you.
Thank you.
Glad you're here. We've got a lot to cover. We're going to do a couple educational sessions with Representative Lucas, and Lisa's got the first question.
Well, unless you crawled out from under a rock, you know that Jim Lucas is really getting lots of publicity nationwide with his gun legislation here in Indiana. He's just so crazy and far-fetched to think our Constitution means something. Jim, what is your constitutional carry legislation all about?
Well, hello, Lisa, and thank you for the opportunity to actually get the truth and facts out there on this. It's unbelievable how much misinformation and ignorance is being spread about this bill, but it's basically a very, very simple bill. In the state of Indiana, if you want to lawfully carry a firearm, or a handgun, you have to get fingerprinted, you fill out a bunch of forms, pay the state anywhere from $75 on up to $125 if you want the lifetime option, send that in and wait several weeks to a couple months, basically to get a little pink card back from the state telling you that, yes, you are innocent and you can carry a handgun. The nice thing about Indiana, though, it's a shall-issue state, which means as long as you are not prohibited from carrying a handgun, convicted felon or domestic batterer, you're going to get your license. Now, there's no training required, and we also have a nice little feature that has a lifetime option, one-time purchase. So basically what I want to do is eliminate the need for that having to prove that you're innocent and pay money. And as long as you're not prohibited from carrying, you can carry a handgun in the state of Indiana. Now, if you're prohibited from carrying, you are still going to be prohibited from carrying a handgun. A prohibited person carrying a handgun in the state of Indiana is committing a felony. So felons are still going to be felons.
You're a felon now, and there'll be a felon in the future.
There'll be a felon in the future. That's right. Nothing is going to change that. This is not going to make it easier or harder on our police agency because you can currently purchase a handgun in Indiana without a license. You don't need a license to carry a handgun to purchase a handgun. As long as you're not prohibited, you go in and they run a federal background check. You fill out a form 4473. That comes back positive. You can purchase the handgun. You can take the handgun home. You just cannot carry it lawfully in the state of Indiana. So you don't need a license to carry. You don't even have to have a gun. You can apply for a license to carry a handgun without even having a gun. So there's no way to track who has guns, who doesn't have guns, who should have them, who shouldn't have them, other than the fact if you do have that pink card, the only thing that's telling the police officer is that you're basically an innocent, law-abiding person. So it is amazing, all of the misinformation, like I said, that's being spread out there about this. Now, the nice thing about this law also is it allows for reciprocity, which it keeps our current system in place. So you go through all the steps that I just described, and you apply, and you get your license. Well, now you have a license that you can use for other states that currently recognize the license of Indiana. So that way you can travel outside of state and still be allowed to do so, but I encourage everybody to check the state that you're traveling through.
Exactly, because just because you have an Indiana concealed carry permit does not mean that you're permitted in other states according to their laws, correct?
Correct, but that you have to do that now anyway.
Exactly. Exactly. So that stays the same. It just means that it would assist you if you chose to carry in these other states that we have reciprocity with, correct?
Correct. So basically, in a nutshell, it just decriminalizes lawful carry in the state of Indiana.
Exactly.
And this is not just concealed carry, this is lawful carry.
Lawful carry, open, concealed, yes, with a handgun.
A lot of people don't know that right now they are, it is allowed to open carry. It's just not it's not the smartest thing to do because it causes a lot of concern and by citizens who don't understand that, correct?
Correct, and that's a personal choice, and I personally don't care for open carry because it does bring unwanted attention, And in this time and age, and I know it's our right, people say, they have the right to, and you're right, you do. But just because you have the right doesn't mean you should. And the gains that we're making right now, we're making a lot of tremendous strides with our gun rights. And it's little things like that. It just gives the anti-gunners, ammunition, so to speak, to use against us. So let's quit handing our opposition hammers to hit us over the head with.
Exactly. So what about the firearms safety credit that I hear that you're suggesting as well? That sort of goes along with some of the people who say there's no training here. Could you sort of touch on that, please?
Oh, I'd love to, and thank you. People say, well, people should have to go through training to carry a handgun or a firearm, and I couldn't disagree more. They should take it upon themselves to seek training. They shouldn't have to do that because, again, this is a constitutional right. But I want the state to be able to encourage people to go out and seek training, to learn how to properly handle and store their firearm and be safe about it. So this is just the same bill I had last year, except I've doubled the amount this year. It's up to a $200 state income tax credit for the completion of any certified firearm safety course or towards the purchase of a firearm storage device, gun safe or something along that nature. But again, when the state starts mandating training, it's Katie bar the door there. The state could come in and require multiple hours of training with many hundreds of rounds of ammunition and only offer those certified training classes maybe once a month. And next thing you know, you're having to take a day off during the middle of the week and spend several hundred up to $1,000 to just go get training to exercise a constitutional right. So I don't believe in that, but I believe we should encourage people to go out and get proper training.
What are these two bills called that we've discussed so far, Jim?
The first one, it's been nicknamed the Constitutional Carry Bill, which is really kind of cool because 12 states already have this. I believe there were 4 last year that adopted it. So we definitely have the momentum coming our way. And Indiana is in line to be the 13th state, so that would be pretty cool. 13 original colonies, and I think that would just be something really to have bragging rights on. But this bill is getting, it's amazing the attention it's getting. We've been at Breitbart, mentioned twice on Breitbart, and I think I've talked to pretty much every television station in the state of Indiana, and I've done countless phone interviews. But I love those opportunities, like I said before, to get the truth and the facts out there and basically educate people on what this bill does and doesn't do. And then the other one is just a safety tax credit.
Okay. Then onto the civil liability right to carry, and sort of like regarding gun-free zones. And this is a different bill. And what is this?
Gun-free zones are just, it boggles my mind that the state is intentionally making lawful innocent people sitting ducks. And that's what they're doing. A gun-free zone is nothing more than where people who obey gun laws are made easy victims by the state for people who do not obey laws. Most recent example here was the Ohio State tragedy. And although that person didn't have a firearm, he had a deadly weapon in the form of a vehicle, and then he got out and he started hacking people. And when we look at these, the overwhelming majority of these incidences, mass murders or active shooter scenarios, they're committed in gun-free zones. And these things end one of two ways. The first way is when the perpetrator, the person doing the murdering of innocent people, takes their own life, like the cowards that they are. So they decide when this is going to come to an end. The other means of ending this is when a good guy with a gun shows up and ends the situation. And we've seen this play out all too often. And it's just, to me, this is something that we have to address. Now, whether this bill will get a hearing or not, that remains to be seen. It's not happened in the past. But again, when you look at the numbers, the record-setting number of people who are applying for their license to carry a handgun and who are buying guns, each month is a new record over the prior month. And right now, the state of Indiana is already up 39% of people applying for a license to carry a handgun. They're up 39% over the first 9 months of this year over what they were the entire year last year. And last year was a record year over the prior year.
Now, in Ohio State, it was a police officer who came on the scene quickly because he was nearby to efficiently save the lives of who knows how many people.
Sure.
But now, if he wasn't nearby and it was taking longer, if someone was carrying on site there and could have stopped him, they could have done the exact same thing that the wonderful, brave police officer did, which was to save many lives by stopping someone who could only be stopped with a gun.
Well, fortunately, and that's a case, thank God there was a police officer right there in the vicinity, but that's not always the case. Even when police are on scene, when you look at Sandy Hook, the shooter took his life 1 minute after the police arrived, but yet they didn't go into the building, 5 minutes until after that. And even, resource officer. Now, I'm not blaming police officers by any means.
No.
There's many out there, but we have to look at the facts and the logic of the situation. You're not going to have a police officer everywhere all the time, and that's just, fiscally it's impossible.
Well, it's common sense, it's logic, it's reasoning, those things you like to use. You can't always guarantee that you're going to have a police officer where you need them when you need them.
Absolutely, and it boils down to a person. The first law of nature is self-defense.
Mm-hmm.
As free people, we have the natural right, and they happen to be constitutionally protected rights as well, to defend ourselves and loved ones. And the state has taken that away from us. When you look, the reading of Indiana State Constitution, Article 1, Section 32, could not be any more clearly written. The people shall have a right to bear arms for defense of themselves and the state. Period. It doesn't say, well, if you get a license or you can carry here, not here, things like that. It is very plainly written.
Well, what about your school safety bill? How does it go along with what we've been talking about, the possibility of the school safety bill?
This is something that amazes me. It was brought to my attention by several retired police officers. Right now, the wording of Indiana law, it just says law enforcement officials can carry on school property. It does not say anything about being retired or reserve officers or police of that nature. So that's something I just want to clarify and make sure that we know that if you're a retired police officer or current reserve officer or even a retired former reserve officer, you've had the training. We entrusted you at one point in your life to protect the public. Now, with the threats of terrorism coming up, and we're seeing that play out all across the country, with those threats coming about every day, we need to do everything that we can to ensure that our children are kept safe. So,
absolutely.
We have these sporting events, so gyms fill up, stadiums, football stadiums, people coming. Yet we have retired police officers who, for decades, were carrying a gun. Now they're no longer, they're prohibited from doing so. And I want to bring some common sense into that situation.
Exactly.
Jim, we appreciate your time. Now, to sum up, we've got constitutional carry bill. We have, is it the school safety bill? Is that?
Yes, okay. Safety.
And then the
firearms safety credit.
Yeah, and gun-free zones. Now we're going to put the numbers for the state House representatives as well as state senate to put them on their radar to urge their consideration and that whoever is hearing these bills hear from the state representatives to support your positions. Is that a?
That'd be wonderful. And now
good.
we have a new governor. Governor Holcomb. I know he's very pro Second Amendment. We have 70. I believe it's 72 members in the House, and I think it's about 75% of the Senate have A gradings with the NRA. So we have a lot of people that they talk a good game. So I think now's a great time to put our money where our mouth is, and this is what we were elected for, to get up there and actually make these changes and secure the rights of the people that we're representing.
Well, we are going to have an exciting legislative session, and we look forward to hearing more and more about what you are proposing and what's going on.
And this is We the People on WKM News, and we're going to do another segment with Representative Lucas. But Jim, we want to tell you that we pray for you every single day.
And, thank you. I appreciate that.
Wish you success in what you're doing, and God bless you, friend.
Thanks, guys. Thank you.
We the people move it.